Hey guys, it's Daniela, and today I received the unfortunate news that the SAX channels are sadly coming to an end. So in this video I'm going to sort of address that issue. Now, I'm not going to be talking about any details as to why it ended because I wasn't on the SAX channels. I was just a really big fan. I wasn't actually a member of them. And so I don't feel that it's my place to expose all of that information. And also B, because I don't even fully know what happened. All I know is that the SAX channels ended for some reasons. In this video I'm sort of gonna just be talking about my thoughts on the SAX channels ending, kind of how I reacted, how I'm coping with it, and what I will be watching in the future to that are similar to the SAX channels. Okay, so as you guys probably know, if you've been watching me for a long time, basically if you know me, and you know that I'm a really big fan of the SAX channels. I've been watching them for almost 5 years. In fact, in less than a month, it will have been 5 years since I started watching the SAX channels, which is a very long time. And I know some of you guys are thinking, well, I mean, it's just a channel, why are you making such a big deal out of this? Well, as I just said, I've literally been watching the SAX channels for almost 5 years. And since 5 years is such a long time, I feel like and the SAX channels have been a really big part of me. I watch them every day, and they've been a really big part of me. And I feel like I sort of grew up with the SAX channels, if that makes sense. Okay, so basically, when I found out that the SAX channels were ending, I did not know what to think. I didn't know what to think. I thought it was just a rumor. And FYI, as far as I've heard, it's a fact. It's not a rumor, it's a fact. Now, I'm hoping that they're gonna come back, but I'm not going to say that they are coming back because I've heard that they are definitely ending. So I don't want to spread any rumors or anything saying that they're coming back, because as far as I know they're not. But we can all just hope that they're coming back. I was shook. But basically, I didn't know what was going on with the SAX channels because they hadn't been posting videos for a week. And so I knew something was definitely up. But, and then I sort of started to come to the conclusion that that something was definitely going on. I thought it was kind of suspicious that a lot of the members were promoting their personal channels on Instagram. Because I didn't think that, because SAX members don't usually do that. They don't usually promote their personal channel, you know? And so I thought that was kind of suspicious, and all of the members were doing it. It wasn't just a couple, it was all of them. And so I thought that was kind of suspicious, and I kind of suspected that they were gonna end, but I was kind of shook when I heard that they were in fact ending. And I was a little bit sad, I'm not gonna lie, because I've literally been watching them for 5 years. It came as a shock to me. Even though I sort of suspected, it came as a shock. And basically, I didn't think that, basically in the last 5 years, I've been thinking about what's gonna happen when the SAX channels end. What am I gonna watch? I didn't think that they were gonna end. I thought they were gonna keep going on and on for 50 years or whatever. But, and so I was what am I going to watch when they're over? If they end in 50 years or whatever, what am I going to watch? But, but now, all that thinking about, what am I going to do? And it's almost it's it actually came true today. And now they're actually over. And, so even though they're over, and this is going to be a hard thing to cope with, I think that this experience of having something that having a channel that I've watched for a long time, and I think it's also kind of good for me because, you know, things end. That's life. Things come to an end, and that doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. It just means that you have to move on. And I feel like this is going to help me grow, especially because like I literally just like I literally watched the Sax channels until like I was probably, like, some people would probably say I was too old for them, because like if they hadn't ended, I would literally still be watching them. And I know they're aimed at like young audiences or whatever, and like I even still watch them at like my age, but you know, like, and I think I've always been a kid at heart, because I still love to make skit videos like on SevenSupergirls and stuff. And I think I've always been a kid at heart, and I still enjoy the Sax channels. But I feel like with them ending, it's gonna help me grow. It's gonna start a new chapter in my life, and also just a new chapter for the Sax channels. Remember, this isn't this isn't the end of the world. This is just a new beginning, and we need to think of these as a new beginning. We can't think of them as a tragic ending. Okay, so now I know all of you are thinking, what now? Like, since we don't have the Sax channels now, like, what am I gonna watch every day? Okay, so basically, and this is something that I have to think about, because like I remember like every day, like I would come home from school and watch the new Sax videos, or I would do it like during my lunch break at school or something. Like, it was just a daily routine that I've gotten into for the past 5 years, and I've gotten so used to it. So now I feel like with them ending, like, it's gonna feel weird to not watch something like a new video like every day. You know what I mean? So what am I gonna watch now? Well, as you know, the Sax channels might be ending. Like, they might not be uploading on the official Sax channels anymore, but that doesn't mean that the members aren't going to stop posting videos. Like I said, a lot of them were promoting their personal channels on Instagram, which I found suspicious. That, like, when I saw that, like, I suspected something was going wrong. But now that a lot of them are actually gonna post on their main channel, I'm still gonna still watch all the Sax members' videos, but they're just gonna be a bit different kinds of videos. They're not gonna be skits and stuff like that. They're just gonna be like main channel videos, like basically whatever kinds of videos. They're just gonna be different kinds of videos, and it's really just a new beginning. And also, to remember the good old days of the Sax channels, I'm still gonna watch the old videos, because at least for now they're still available. They didn't like delete all the videos. They're just not gonna be uploading anymore. So I'm still gonna watch all the old videos just to remember the good old days. And now, just to move on, I'm gonna watch the members' videos on their personal channel. Okay, so now I'm going to be talking about my favorite memories from the past 5 years of being a fan of the Sax channels. So, okay, let's start from the very beginning of when I found the Sax channels. I found the Sax channels almost 5 years ago. I was 11 years old at the time, and I had just started 6th grade. And at the time, I also was very new to YouTube, to like, I was very new to like making videos, and like, I was still learning how to like make good videos and whatnot. And then about a little bit less than 2 months after I started making YouTube videos, I was just browsing around on YouTube, and I came across a channel called SevenSupergirls, and I started watching videos, and I became hooked. And then a little while later, I found that there were other channels that were related to this channel, SevenSupergirls. There were other sax channels, and I was shook because it wasn't just SevenSupergirls. Like, there were more channels, and so I subscribed to the rest of the channels, and I started watching like a lot of the sax channel videos, and then eventually I developed a routine of watching all the new sax channel videos every single day. And that became a routine for me. That became a normal thing for me to do. I would come home from school, watch all the new videos, and I became hooked. And at the time, I guess, like, I didn't see myself stopping watching those channels anytime soon, but I guess I didn't realize I would be hooked on them for so long. Like, literally 5 years later, like, I'm still watching the sax channels, and now today, like, they're ending, and I'm talking about them ending, and it was just a thing. It was just a thing that I did every day. It relaxed me. It was my form of like relaxation. And when I say that, I mean like it was a form of me just. It was what I did in my free time. Just watch the sax channels and stuff, and like what I did like when I was like taking a break from like doing homework or like doing whatever. Like I would watch the sax channels, and it was just a fun thing. In the past 5 years, I've really seen the sax channels evolve, and I've seen a lot of the members grow up, and yeah. So, another thing that happened was I auditioned for the sax channels a lot. I never gave up. And now I know they're ending, and I never actually got to be on them, which, like, I'm a little bit sad about, but, you know, I'm not gonna, like, dwell on it or anything. But I auditioned, like, 7 times. Like, I participated in, like, 7 different, like, rounds of auditions. I never gave up. And even though I never actually got to be on them, like, what really matters is that I had fun making my audition video, like, and I never gave up. And that's one thing, like, just never give up on your dreams. Like, never give up. Like, even if it takes a lot of attempts, like, just never give up, because you'll get there sometime. The sax channels have really changed my life. They introduced me to the whole idea of collab channels. And if I hadn't known about the sax channels, I would have never joined like the golden channels or started 7 WOWZER Girls or joined 7 WOWZER Girls, because the sax channels were the first collab channels that I watched. They basically, when I found the sax channels, that's when I found out that collab channels were like a thing, you know. And so if I had never found the sax channels, I would have never even known like about the whole idea of collab channels and stuff. And so they've really changed my life, and so that's why I'll never ever forget them. Another one of my favorite memories of the sax channels, of being a fan of the sax channels, was I remember when 7Supergirls hit 1 million subscribers. It was like 4 years ago. I was at camp. It was like the last day of camp, and it was an orchestra camp, by the way. And so I remember, and also I hadn't watched the sax channels all week that week because the Wi-Fi was terrible. But then that particular time we were about to have breakfast, and we were like waiting like outside of the cafeteria and stuff. And somehow, out of some sort of miracle, the Wi-Fi was pretty good. So I took out my tablet and I checked YouTube, and I found out that the day before that, so like the previous day, 7Supergirls had uploaded a video called 1 million subscribers, and that's how I found out. And I knew they were getting close, but I didn't find out until the day after it happened. And I was so happy when I found out. Like, I texted my mom, like I texted my parents, like I was so happy. And I was just really excited. And just like every time a sax channel like hits a certain subscriber milestone, like I would get so happy. Now probably my all-time favorite this is definitely my all-time favorite memory of being a fan of the Sax channels. It was the day that I met SevenSupergirls. I went to the meet and greet in Houston, and it was amazing, and I'm not exaggerating when I say it was like one of the best days of my entire life. That day was so unforgettable, and that is, and another thing that made it unforgettable is that, like, that day it rained, and my mom drove, like despite the fact that it was raining, my mom like literally drove me 3 hours, like, so that I could go to the meet and greet, because I remember I really wanted to go. Like, I was counting down the days, I was so excited, and even though it rained, like, that didn't stop my mom from driving 3 hours to go to an event that made me so happy. So I'll always be grateful to my mom for that. And that day was so special, and I loved meeting SevenSupergirls. They were all so nice. I got a picture with them, and it was just amazing. My mom was the one who took the picture, and it was just so cool, and I loved getting to have that experience. I did miss the Q&A session of the meet and greet, but like, I literally, that wasn't the most important part, because I was still thankful that I even got to go, and that I got the opportunity to meet SevenSupergirls. By the way, the reason why I missed the Q&A session was because I had something else going on that I couldn't really miss, and even that I had to be picked up an hour early to go to the meet and greet. So, like, I didn't even, like, I mean, like, if I could have gone to the Q&A session, I totally would have, but I didn't even care that I missed it, because all that was important to me was the fact that I got to meet SSG. I was just so thankful for that experience, and I still am to this day. And that was almost 3 years ago. I was 13 years old at the time that I met SevenSupergirls. It was one of the best days of my life, and I'll seriously never ever forget that. So now how I'm dealing with it. So basically, it's hard to move on. It really is. Like, and it's not easy at all. And it's gonna be hard for everyone, like all the members and also all the fans. It's gonna be hard for everyone to move on from this. But sometimes it's good to move on. These kind of things are good for us because this is life. And life isn't always happy and fun. Things end, and you just gotta think of them as new beginnings instead of endings. So I am really thankful for the time that I got to be a fan of the Sax channels. It really changed my life, and I've gotten so many opportunities, and I'm just really thankful for it. Another thing that's really helped me is just looking at quotes about endings, just inspirational quotes, because they're so inspiring, and they really make, like, these endings and stuff, they really make it easier. I shouldn't say easier. They make it seem not as bad, and it's just more manageable to get through it. So I'm gonna put some inspirational quotes about endings in the description of this video, because I want to help people move on from this. If you're having a hard time moving on from the ending of the Sax channels, like, I want to help you move on. Now, I know this is hard to move on from and stuff, and I know people just want answers, but on behalf of all the members of the Sax channels, I want to request, like, please don't bombard all of the members with questions about why, because I know you all want answers as to why this happened, but some people just want to keep it, some people just aren't ready to share that, and we need to respect that. And some of these reasons are just personal, and maybe they will be shared in the future, but just respect that that a lot of people just aren't ready to share this information as to why they are ending. Keep up with the members on their personal channels. Look at all the old SAC channel videos as much as you want. And also look at some inspirational quotes, because I promise they'll make it seem not as bad. And now the final question. Is 7 WOWZER-Girls going to keep running? And the answer is yes. Oh, and also, for those of you who are wondering what happened with 7 WOWZER-Girls and why there are like changes and stuff, I will explain all that in another video. Basically, long story short, there was a misunderstanding. Basically, someone wanted to take over the channel, and I thought that they meant they just wanted to help manage it, but they actually changed it into a different collab. And it was all just a misunderstanding. We have it worked out, and it will be changed back. And the other collab will be starting, but it will be on a brand new channel. So it won't, like 7 WOWZER-Girls won't become that collab. It'll be 7 WOWZER-Girls, and then a different channel will be that collab, which is 7 Epic Girls, by the way. So yeah, I will explain all that further in another video. But for now, we'll move on from the SAC channels. It was an amazing run. I think they lasted about like 10 years. Like, I can't believe they lasted for a whole decade. Like, that is crazy. And I watched them for 5 years. So like literally half of the time that they existed, like I watched them. So we'll move on now. Keep watching the old SAC channel videos. And keep up with the members of the SAC channels on their personal channels. And I will see you guys, the subscribers and viewers, in my next video. Peace out, y'all. Woo!